Good day and welcome to this Monday edition of Erongo Talk. My name is Adolf Kaure and we find ourselves today at the scene of where the unfortunate DRC fire took place, where over 30 shacks were burned to the ground. So today in our interview, I'll be bringing you a tribute of our colleague Nicoleen Coetzee, who sadly passed away recently. I'll also be, as usual, be bringing you the news as well as the weather and tides. So don't go anywhere, because here is today's calendar day. And now for today's news. So the commander of the community affairs for the Erongo police, Inspector Elene Shapumba, said that no life was lost in the fire in the DRC informal settlement that took place on Friday afternoon, while one life was lost in the fire that took place in Walvis Bay on Saturday. So Shapumba confirmed that 33 shacks burned down in the fire in Swakopmund, resulting in significant damages to property. So this is actually the scene where the fire took place, where we are here in the DRC informal settlement. So initial reports indicated that an 8-year-old boy who was at home with his sister, who's 15 years old, playfully lit a match and he threw it into the direction of a gas bottle cooker, and resulting in the shack going into flames at approximately 20 minutes past 1 in the afternoon. So according to Shapumba, the boy fled immediately, leaving his sister alone, and his sister tried to extinguish the fire, but the flames were overwhelming. He said the fire grew bigger and bigger in a short period of time, engulfing other neighboring shacks. So in Walvis Bay, a man 18 lost his life in a fire that broke out shortly after midnight on Saturday in Quizamont, where 3 shacks burned down in one yard. So that is really tragic indeed. So in our second story, Namibia recently crossed 2 significant milestones in the fight against COVID-19. So the country exceeded the 100,000 cumulative case mark and recorded over 2,000 deaths due to COVID-19 and related illnesses. So according to the head of state, as of 14 July, a total of 108,000 Namibians at some point contracted and were infected with COVID-19 over the course of the last 16 months, said President Hage Geingob. So he also said and urged the public to protect themselves. The president reminded Namibians that they can protect their own lives and the healthcare system by maintaining social distance, wearing masks, and washing and sanitizing their hands regularly. And finally, in some sports news, the Namibian open water swimmer Flippy Zeitler, so that he's known as Flippy because he is really a human fish, is ready to represent his country at the Tokyo Olympic Games that will be taking place later in Japan. So having endured many challenges on his way to Japan, it is evident that Flippy has enough to motivate him in his quest for making the nation proud. So the swimmer initially had doubts that his dream of swimming at the Olympics would materialize due to the closure of a swimming pool facility where he previously used to train. However, an intervention by another swimming pool offered a solution for the Swakopmund-born Zeitler, who is now ready to make a splash in Japan. So don't go anywhere. You can definitely catch this and more stories on our website, which is www.erongo.com.na. And later during the show, we'll also be showing you where the residents who were affected, the victims of the DRC fire, are now being resettled to. So they'll be resettled at the Mondesa Sports Stadium. Don't go anywhere.
The Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair 2021 brings you exhibition excellence, and will be taking place from 26 to 31 August at the Ongwediva Trade Fair Showgrounds. The theme this year is Caring for a Smart Economy. This year, exhibitors have the option to showcase their products and services at the Ongwediva Trade Fair Showgrounds or virtually via special trade fair website. Apply for a stand at www.oatf.com.na. Call 065 230 191. Email info@oatf.com.na. The Ongwediva Annual Trade Fair 2021 is proudly sponsored by MTC, FNB, Nedbank, Ongwediva Town Council.
Hi, good morning to all of our viewers, our family, our friends, and our colleagues at NMH. My name is Hennie Geldenhuys, and I'm Chief Marketing Officer of Synergy. And it's my pleasure to welcome today Ronelle, which is the news editor of Republikein, and Mr. Albie Botha, who's the CEO of Namibia Media Holdings. Today we'd like to inaugurate our special Wall of Remembrance. And without further ado, I'd like to call on Ronelle to explain to us the concept about this wonderful initiative that NMH has endured with our partners New Paints. Thank you, Ronelle.
Thank you, Hennie. Good morning to all present here, and a very special welcome in their absence also to the Mowers and the Coetzee families. The past 6 or more weeks, Namibia have been nothing short of a war zone. We have been at war against a virus that have taken the life of at least one Namibian every hour. The loss of a loved one is the most devastating emotion we as humans can feel. Honoring the deceased and paying respect to our loved ones is an act of healing for us. With this wall, we want to say, lest we forget. Let us remember those who have lost their lives to COVID-19 by writing their names on this wall of remembrance. In the words of Lawrence Bennons, they shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ronelle, for that explanation and that kind words. What this Wall of Remembrance means for us as Namibia Media Holdings and generally for the public out there. I'd like to now call on to Albie Botha just to say a couple of words.
So death is something that's very, very final, and COVID-19 has once again shown us how devastating a disease that some of us thought would never really affect us as a country. Today we are opening 1,000 slots, and we're inviting all of those that have suffered due to COVID-19 to please contact us. Our contact details will be on the screen, so that should you feel like remembering those in your family that have also died because of this treacherous disease, you're more than welcome to come and join us as a family. Even NMH had to pay the price, but yet a lot more than just 2 people have died. Over 1,000 people have died, and this disease has not stopped. We therefore challenge all of us to be safe, to take things calmly, to think twice before we engage each other, but most importantly, to remember those that have died. For let us not let them die in vain, but let them be a remembrance of how difficult it has been for us as a country, as a nation, but more specifically as a community. What has hit me hardest personally is not so much the country, but my community that's been affected. People I know very, very well have died, and we all have that same story. Let's be safe, and I thank everybody that's part of this wonderful initiative of making COVID-19 not just something that we will remember the bad of, but also remember the good of. So when you do come, write a message here on those loved ones. Write the stuff you remember, the good stuff of those individuals, because that's what they wanted. At the same time, the Namibia Media Holdings is very, very proud on the same day as a Wall of Remembrance to to launch our first vaccine center with the Eros in Kerk, in the same street as the Wall of Remembrance, as a fight against COVID. For death is not the only solution, it's just a remembrance of how hard this disease is. Please come and get vaccinated. It is free. I repeat, it is free. You are free to live. Don't let rumors be the reason that you're not getting vaccinated. For without getting vaccinated, we will not defeat this disease. I repeat, we will not defeat this disease if we do not get vaccinated. Please join us today and get vaccinated. There are over 100 centers in this country, of which we are proud to have one in our own street. So make time, make the effort, and get vaccinated. Again, thank you to Neopaints for being our partner in this wonderful initiative, and specifically to Ronelle, whose idea this was, for making it happen, Ronelle. I know a lot of effort went into this with a whole lot of team, but this was your idea, so thank you so much for that wonderful idea. Over to you, Hennie.
Thank you very much, Albie. We'd like to take a second now and just do the unveiling of the plaque. So now, obviously, like Albie said, it hits us very close at NMH, not only as a company, but as a community and family and friends of all of our staff that we carry close to our hearts. We've lost two of our colleagues in recent times, and I'd like now Chantal to represent Newsprint to honor one of our colleagues, Rolf Mouwer, to write something for the first time on our remembrance wall in the name of Rolf's family. Please, Chantal. Thank you very much, Chantal. Now, obviously, Nicoleen Coetzee, who was one of our dear and trusted friends and colleagues from the Erongo office, also lost her fight against COVID. And it's now my honor to write something on behalf of Kobus Coetzee, her husband, that couldn't join us here today. A small message. Obviously, she was part of my marketing team as well. So it's an honor to write something on Nicoleen's message for this wall. I'm going to read you the message before I write it, as Nicoleen's husband requested that we remember her in the words that she lived in and not by the words that she left us. Nicoleen's message will read, live every moment, laugh every day, love beyond measures. In the name of Nicoleen Coetzee. Thank you, Obi, for helping me there. Then colleagues, friends and family, we would just like to say a couple of words, votes of thanks, especially to Neopaints who believed in this concept and for taking our hand in partnership and sponsoring us the paint that made this wall of remembrance possible, to the Synergy production team for the design concept of this wall, to Sylvanus and the NMH maintenance team for putting in countless hours in getting this wall done, to Vicky, Crystal and Chantal for organizing everything, to Pixel House Studios for also contributing and assisting us to finishing this wall, and to the NMH team, especially to Ronelle Rademeyer for this wonderful initiative. And like Ronelle said and like Albie said, we invite the public to join us in remembering our loved ones. Come and write a message on the wall so that they can remember, and so that they can remember in vain, and so that we can obviously treasure their thoughts and their memories. Thank you very much.
Water safety tips when going into the ocean is always go swim in the ocean or go into the ocean where there are no waves and where there is no current. Also stay on the shallow end, don't go too deep into the ocean, because the deeper you go into the ocean, the more there's a current. So always stay in the shallow and always make sure that you with one or more people going into the ocean that can swim, so if something happens that they can help you to get to the shore safely. Thank you.
It is now time for the weather and the tides in all the major towns in the Erongo region. And that unfortunately brings us to the end of today's episode of Erongo Talk. So don't worry, you can catch so much more of the stories that I brought to you on our new segment on our website, which is erongo.com.na. I repeat, www.erongo.na. You can also send us a WhatsApp, shout out, and even your news tips on our Telegram and WhatsApp number, which is 0811 7000040. I repeat, 0811 7000040. So as I mentioned in our news segment, that I'll be here at the Mondesa Stadium just to give you a feel and just to show you what is happening here. The residents are being resettled here in the Mondesa Stadium, those who have been affected in the DRC fire. So please do make sure that you make sure that when you are at home, make sure that you take all the safety precautions to prevent fires. Make sure that children are not playing with matches are not lying around, and you do not leave a situation where a fire can spread out. We have had too many fires here at the coast. And also regarding the COVID-19, please make sure that you adhere to all the preventative measures. So from me out of Kaure, it has been a pleasure having you in your company. Please do stay tuned for another episode of Erongo Talk tomorrow. From me, it's bye.